Hello everyone. So this is a quick one. I just wanted to give you some update that came out yesterday from OpenAI. So this is day 4 of the 12 days of OpenAI. And on top of that, I'm gonna do one more project on Sora. And before we get started, if you're new to this channel, my name is Samer. I try to help people do more with technology, AI, automation, no code, low code. So hey, if you enjoy the video, you find value in it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And with this, let's get started.
Subscribe to Daddy's channel. The mic.
Okay, so just a refresher. So this is the official site for the 12 days of OpenAI. So we got day 4, which was all about Canvas. Interesting, maybe not a huge thing, but I think people who use Canvas to write a little bit coding, it got an upgrade. It might give us hints where OpenAI might want to take Canvas. It might be something interesting. It might be something that other players out there are looking at and just being curious if this will affect them or not. So the last time when we did the live, you can find it on my channel. We actually did one video and we did a modification to that video on Sora. I tried to do an image of myself and then Sora stopped me because basically I think for the Plus account, we can't use images of people to create footage yet. So with this, let's go to Sora. So I downloaded a stock free or a license free image online just ahead of this video so we can try to create something with it. And I'll show you at least as of today, maybe in the future I'll do it differently. As of today, I will generate the prompt for the footage that we're going to create today, and then we see what we get. After that, we'll just move to Canvas and see what that has in store. So to get started, you see this panel down here, the panel that takes you to the storyboard. So basically you can write the initial prompt of the image or the footage actually you want to create in Sora, push that and start working on it. We're going to do it with an image this time. So I can hit upload image. I'll go to my downloads here. I'll select this image, which is an image of a volcano of some sort or a mountain or a dormant volcano. So I thought that could be interesting to create something with. Last time, I think the quality of my video was limited. So it's interesting here selecting the form factor as well. So the quality was limited because I just created a video with a single line prompt. Now I'm going to do it differently. So maybe in the future when people create some kind of instructionals around the best ways to prompt Sora, I will use that. But today I have a project I created on Claude for creating Flux images, Flux 1 or 1.1 Ultra images. And it is different when you create it for video, but at the same time, it's very similar. So I'm going to go there and try to get like a couple of scenes or 3 scenes prompted through Flux project I have on Claude and use them in putting in the prompt for this one, and we see what we get. So let's go to Claude. I'll go to my project and you can see I have this AI image prompter, which is Flux. So I'm going to start by actually attaching the same image. So Claude will see what I'm dealing with. Now this is a project that tells it how to create, you can see here, YouTube thumbnails, and then which is the main use for Flux 1.1 for me, and then image prompting instructions. So I collected many things around how to use Flux the best way. So I'm gonna actually leverage the second one on how do you prompt an image, which will be really associated with how you prompt a scene in a video. And we'll try to get 3 scenes for this image that will make it hopefully something interesting. Okay, so this is the prompt I'm going to give it. I am using below image in a text and image to video AI model. Maybe not the way to describe it, just to give it an idea. I want a really detailed and interesting 3 scenes for a 10-second video, a starting scene, a mid scene, and a closing scene. I want to see that volcano basically erupting in a magnificent documentary type of scene. Give me the 3 scene prompts. So let me push this and see what we get. So I got the 3 scenes. So because this is done for images, you can see it's just describing the lens. And I want, if you know these kind of videos, I want the kind of the camera going around the volcano when it's erupting. So maybe I'll ask it just to add a moving element into each scene. at the end of it, maybe describing what kind of movement is coming in, or followed by that scene that is prompted. Maybe that will get us maybe better qualities even by Sora. Okay, so I will follow up what the scene prompts that I got with: great, add for each scene simple instructions on motion after, before, or both the scene occurs. Example, after eruption, the camera moves around the volcano in an angle, etc. Do it in a manner that will achieve original goal and make it dramatic and memorable scene. Not the best English there, but the AI model will get it, and it will redesign these prompts to have that element of motion. Hopefully, that will help the quality of the scene that we get from Sora. So I have the initial one that I will take here. I'll copy, and I will go to Sora now, paste it in. At least this is the initial one that will take us to the storyboard, and then we can add the two other scenes and actually push this to be executed by Sora. So let me paste this in, so we have it, and let me select higher quality. So I noticed yesterday, I have limited credit for this, but I noticed it's now much faster. Maybe the load went dramatically down. So I'm gonna do it actually. Oh, they deactivated 10 seconds. Maybe this is because it's an image, so it's only a 5-second thing. That's fine. So only I increased the resolution, and there are presets. I don't want to use them now. Maybe later on in the storyboard. I don't know if you did yourself. Write me a comment in the comment section if those are good. But for this now, let me go to the storyboard. So when we go to the storyboard, everything goes away. So let me again add an image here. We'll add the same image. Okay, so we start with an image. Oh, okay, so we get, let me just add scene here where I can actually add the first prompt, and then we can add a scene at the end where we put the second and third prompt. So I don't know if it's advisable, but I will change the one auto-generated by with the ones I got here. Let's see what we get. So this is the one by Sora. Just replace it with my own, and we'll go to the third one, which is the last scene, and then we'll take that as the last scene in Sora. Maybe after that we see the tools, not something crazy, but those are helpful while you're building a scene or modifying a scene later on. So let me again select the resolution. Again, only 5-second option is there. And you have the other normal stuff. The aspect ratio that I've selected is 9:16. So I think we're ready. So let's just do a final check. Yep. So let me just hit create, and let's see the first version of this. And later on, we'll see if any of the tools are worthwhile using for the scene. We hit create. So I just got a pop-up that it is ready to view. I don't know why they don't redirect directly to the ready footage, at least, so you can look at it and use the tools if you need to. Okay, so with this, let me hit on the icon here just to go back to Sora, and I can see my video. Let's click at it and see what we got. Yeah, it's not what I expected. Didn't have that kind. I don't know if this has to do with me removing the actual text that it created as at least one post of the target. Let me try it again, and I'll just use what they created, at least what comes out of Sora when I add the image, and then I'll just add the final scene from the prompt I got for Flux. Let's do it one more time. I'll go back to Sora. I'll go to the storyboard, and let me add the image. I'll upload the same image again, and it generated the auto-generated kind of prompt or description for the scene. I'll just add a final scene here. I'll paste the actual final scene that we got from the Claude project, and then we will, this is 720, okay, good. I'll hit create. So you can see here it's less than a minute, and it's nearly complete with running, and it's ready. We click on it, we go to the footage, it shows some cars, shows the clouds going over it, but no eruption. Okay, so this is definitely a tool that will require more skill as we go in it. I will try one more thing as you are watching this. So let's try the blend. I don't know what it will do. Let's try the blend tool. Choose from library. So I want to use, I think this is the one, yeah. So I will try to blend both of them together. Okay, I don't want to play with the settings. Maybe I can speed up or do things in terms of how it transitions from one scene to another. I'll hit blend, and it's added to the queue. Let's see what we get. So this might be actually what we're looking for. So we have one with the dynamic movement of the environment and one with the eruption. Maybe we get a third better thing, or just something that is worse than both. But let's wait and see. And this is actually progressing really fast compared to running just a prompt or an image prompt on Sora. So the blend is ready. So I'll click on it. Okay, I don't see anything. I don't know if it's an issue with the tool, or let me try to refresh. Yep, nothing is there. So again, it's a new platform, a new tool, but this is good feedback for people in OpenAI. So something is not working right in Sora, at least with the blend tool. Or I'm using it wrong. Well, write me a comment in the comment section if you know something I don't know about using this tool. And be careful. If you're a Plus user, you will have limited credits. So I have 560 left, which probably will give me like 5 more tries, more or less. So I will not use it all here. So let's move to the other thing we got yesterday from OpenAI, which is the use of Canvas. Canvas is a nice tool, especially if you are writing, and they just made it, I would say, easier and better to use. So you can see I'm on O1, so not everything you get access to on O1. So let me go on 4.0. So essentially for Canvas, I think they've done 3 things. So one of them is the way you actually view Canvas versus the chat with the model. So in the past, you used to get any update that happens on Canvas is actually also repeated in the chat, which was confusing. It's very hard to keep track and you get lost after some time. They fixed that. So all the modification happens purely on Canvas, and things just happen on a clean manner. When it comes to the chat, you just get a one line that the job or the task was done. So this is the first thing we're going to look at quickly. The second thing is that they added the Canvas option to GPTs. So in the instructions in your GPT, you can actually give it custom instructions that when it starts, for example, it just goes to Canvas. So that could, depending on the type of GPT that you're managing, it could be something that improves the quality of the experience of the users that use your GPT, or yourself if you use it for yourself only. And the last thing, and the most interesting in my opinion, is coding, which we'll also look at now on Canvas. So let's start with the basics. I'll just ask it to tell me a story. So I've wrote simply, tell me a story about a volcano erupting. So let's just keep the theme here. And here, these are like, this is a new icon where you can actually quickly select tools from this point. We have the internet search or the web search, and we have the attachment. So if I click at that, you can see pictures, search, reason using O1, and then Canvas. We click at Canvas, you just get this blue canvas here. And on this side, we can just hit go, and this should take us straight into Canvas. Yeah, so this is in Canvas already, and we get the first use type of pop-up here. Draft and refine on the spot, make it shorter, add an emoji, translate to kindergarten. Okay, so it can do a lot of things. Got it. But you can see here, I just got a very short description of the what it did basically. So the story is set. Let me know if you'd like to expand any part. And if you use Canvas, it's pretty much the same. One more thing, I don't know if the comment part is new or something from the past, but you can actually click here and edit this one. So I can, for example, ask it to expand on this part. So I click go and give it some time. So it's just scanning the only part that I asked it to edit, and it actually expanded. So you can see it's more comprehensive. And here it's telling me that was done. One interesting thing they demoed is getting comments on the writing that you have. So if I write here, critique the story for me and give comments per section, and I hit go, it will go through the whole page basically and start giving me comments that you can see here about each section and how to improve it, which is a super interesting thing. Now, keep in mind that you can use Canvas with your own text. So you can open Canvas straight from ChatGPT and paste something that you actually wrote, and have ChatGPT review it for you, give you comments. You want to modify it through here and apply that improvement that it's recommended, you can, or you can do it in yourself. Even if you don't want to use AI to actually write for you, you can use AI to give you some feedback and use that feedback to improve the way you are writing something. So this is a very powerful tool, I would assume, for many writers who do not necessarily want to have any element of artificial intelligence within their writing. So to test the code, I actually got a code from OpenAI, from ChatGPT 4o, and I asked it to give me something with a mistake in it to try to fix. Now, one more feature. So I've just put some text here. Maybe we didn't discuss it before. You can see this new kind of icon appears here. And you can now automatically go to Canvas after writing any text in the main window. So I want to do this in Canvas because we're showing case a new capability when it comes to Canvas and code. So I click on this here and you'll find the same thing in Canvas. And now if you look at this, it is a very interesting new look for code and Canvas. So Canvas has a certain ability that will help people who use actually OpenAI to modify that code. If you've done it in the past to create some code out of ChatGPT, it gets messy because within the same session as you're giving some feedback to the model, getting new code, you get that in a normal ideal chat or thread. So at some point, if you want to go back to something previously, it gets messy. Here it's different. Here you're only looking at the code, so you don't need to scroll up or scroll down, or everything is in front of you. You can actually chat with Canvas here, modify the code, and do it as you are looking at it in one place in a very clean, at least visually appealing manner. But the more interesting part here is that OpenAI and ChatGPT in general, they announced during the day 4 announcement that they added this one here, which is a run button. And now you can actually run Python code on ChatGPT Canvas, which is super interesting. I don't know where this is going as an idea, but at least it's something that we have today to do testing for the application. If it's a simple one, I would assume quickly debug it on the spot without copying and pasting and going back and forth to your IDE. So if it gets complex, I think this will not be a solution, but definitely this is an interesting change of events on what they are trying to provide for their customers. So let's hit run here and we get this pop-up, run Python code. Python in Canvas can make network requests and interact with external systems. Please review your code carefully before proceeding. So basically, the easiest way I understand this, it can actually run code that does network requests, which is API calls fundamentally. So you can do things outside of Canvas. So you should take it seriously, basically, especially if you're doing something here that could affect something that you're creating outside. So let's hit always run, and it's running, and I get an error. So there's an error here, and let's just simply ask it to fix the error for us. And before I prompt it to fix the error, it's really interesting that you get a console. So the look and feel is very familiar for anyone who's coding, and we are in that age where you don't need to code, basically. So, I do it a lot. I'm sure you can do it if you start exploring with these tools. Let's hit run and see what it will do for us. So I assume it will be looking at the console and it will start modifying the code here. So it is interesting that it gave me the code view. Actually, you have a debugger just in this. You have commands, you have logs. This could turn to something more serious, if you ask me. I'm just exploring this as we speak. This can be something more serious. It still gave me the modified code here. It didn't fix it here. So let me copy the code and I'll just paste it here and I'll hit run again. And I got another error. So, okay, here I got something from ChatGPT, and you get this button, fix bugs, which is part of the tools here. Fix bugs. Let's see how that works. So this is the one you use to actually do things in Canvas. So no need to actually prompt it in the chat to fix it. So let's hit run again. And yeah, so run. So the square of 4 is 16. So this is just a simple code just to test it. And we can go, let's just out of curiosity, see how comments come in here. So let's add a comment. Okay, so it's commenting the code for us, and this is one of the best things ever that I think, I don't know if people talk about it. This is the best feature ever. When you're working with code, like me, if you're a non-coder, non-developer, the best thing is to ask AI to comment for you the lines of code you are getting. It will explain for you what each line is doing, and that will help you at least understand the code you are using, even if you don't know how to code. So this is an amazing feature, honestly. Let's go to the logs, so you can add a log here. Let's see what we get. So this will go to logging, add logging steps, and logging steps is basically sections of the code that will do a check that will be recorded in a log. So later on, or the console, it will show up in the console. Later on, when you run the code, you will get all these kind of critical steps of your code, and you'll see what's the output you're getting from each section. So it will help you pinpoint or identify where things are going wrong, and it will help you troubleshoot. So let me run it again just to show you what the extra logging will do for us. So the last time we ran, we got the simple code, the square of 4 is 16. So let me run now. We should get more results out of this. So you can see here, this is the second run. Input to function is 4, received input 4, calculated square 16, function output, the square of 4 is 16, and then the actual output. So at each step, it's looking at whatever variable or thing is happening, and it's printing it to the console, so we see it. So these two, the commenting and the logging, are like, I would always recommend that once you start developing the code, you actually keep them as a standard thing you do every time. So comment the code, log the code, and then you can actually do more with it and learn at least what is behind the code that is being developed for you based on your prompting with AI, what each block does, and then port to a language. So you can actually change whatever code you have here to a different language. That is one more amazing. I think what they did last night on day 4 didn't give justice to the Canvas modified application, or the new Canvas that we have. It's definitely huge. If I knew that, I would have actually dedicated the episode to Canvas. So this is super amazing. So we did it in Python. Maybe let's do it in JavaScript. So we click at that. It will go to JavaScript. It will modify the whole thing here into Java, I assume. So now all of it is in Java, but you cannot run it. So you can only run Python. So if we go here, click back at, we take it back to Python. So that should take it back to Python, and within Python, we can actually run the code. So we have it here in Python, and we can run the code. Actually, for some reason, it went out. So, now we still can run it. We get the console. It's the same result. Honestly, I don't know. This could make ChatGPT with O1, even O1 Pro, really appealing to so many people. I think definitely this will make it an easy $20 per month to pay for Plus. For the Pro, if you are serious about building something at some point, I know there's huge competition in that space, might get people to actually pay those $200 with the access to Sora and the Pro model, O1 Pro mode, all of these things. It might make the $200 worthwhile for some people, or at least more people. So this is it. You get one more test with Sora. You get a look at Canvas and what OpenAI is doing there. And when it comes to coding, at least the most important part for me and interesting part, if you're a writer, definitely it's a much better tool to use for writing. As these big companies evolve and they bring more power tool by AI to the consumer, I think also this is disrupting the market. Many other tools are going away, if you ask me. Maybe you can tell by just watching the video and thinking about things that you're using today that you potentially will stop using really, really soon. So this is super interesting. It's one of the most interesting couple of weeks, I would assume, in the past 2 years in AI. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some information, some value out of it. If you liked it, please consider hit the like button, share it if you know someone who might benefit, and hey, most importantly, hit that subscribe button. Write me a comment in the comment section. I would love always to interact with the people of this community, or the audience, or people outside the community who might consider subscribing and being part of it in the future. With this, thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Subscribe to Daddy's channel. Give me the mic.